Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Trevor with Rock CF in the Thunder Bay Thriller Gravel Race, and I am here to go through you quickly a few of the key areas and spots on course to be aware of, like a couple of the stops, where the aid stations are, and all that good stuff. So right here, let me share my screen, and I can run through these with you right now. All right, so we're going to be talking mainly about the 62-mile course, but it actually encompasses everything that has the 27-miler as well. As you can see here, this top section right there is actually the entire 27-mile course. So the 62 really just adds in sort of this bulb at the bottom that touches up near the northern part of Hubbard Lake. So I'll kind of start by the start finish. We'll go over parking really quick, just to show you a layout of that and where you're going to be parking as well on race morning. The start, shoot, and the few key areas where we're going to have volunteers stationed at, where the roads just have a slightly busier intersection, just for rider safety. So there's going to be a couple volunteers there that are going to be helping you get guided across on race morning. So first and foremost, I want to go through the parking map right here. Oh, there we go. So parking, I know it looks a little confusing right here, but you'll be entering off of 3rd Ave. So 3rd Avenue is what runs off of Bagley Street. You could see right here. If I exit out of this one right here. Most people will be staying either at the Alpena Resorts or over downtown at Holiday Inn, or if you're camping, say at the fairgrounds over here, you'll be entering the Thunder Bay Junior High School via 3rd Ave. Okay, so on the parking map, you could see this furthest east driveway is going to be the only entrance that we're going to be utilizing for riders to come in. So you'll drive your car in. We'll have one volunteer stationed right here guiding you up. And what you're going to want to do if you get there, we'll kind of open it around 6 a.m. or so, all the way up until race time. If you get there earlier, you can feel free to grab your spot, but the volunteer will be there at 6. They'll send you, and there'll be arrows on the ground too, all the way up and around the spot of the lot. And then you'll come down here, go in front of the school, and we'll have arrows on the ground, like I said, guiding you here until you reach the volunteer at the very end. They're who is going to try and direct you straight into the nearest spot, closest to the starting line. So the earlier you get there, the better spot you get. So you just follow the arrows all the way around until you park. We'll use these 2 bottom lots right here, this entire stretch. And then as we line up all these diagonal lanes, then we'll get into the larger lot over to the far right. That's going to be the last lot that we'll use. But if you would like to have a little more space, feel free to park there earlier. That's totally okay. One quick note I'd like to make is that there is going to be a volunteer lot in the back that only volunteers and race organizers will have access to, and that'll be the right turn that runs against the finish line. Not with the finishers, not on the start finish or anything like that. It's only for volunteers for beforehand. You won't be able to enter the driveways that are furthest from the eastern driveway, so no cars can come in here or there, and there's only one way out, the furthest west one. So yeah, that's about parking. The start and finish line is going to be on this west lane. It's a very long lane, and it's going to be the chute for the start and finish. You'll line up all the way back here, all down here. You'll start, and then later on you finish, and you'll come right back through the same way you come. And over up top by the packet pickup, all the post-race food, vendors, all that's going to be set up in this back lot right here. So once you do park, just make your way up this lane or this sidewalk up top. If you need to pick up your packet still, it's going to be up here. We're going to have some great post-race food by Thunder Bay Catering, a build-your-own-protein bowl. It's going to be delicious, as well as our bicycle vendor tents from STS, Harborside, and like even the merch tables and all like that. So moving on from parking, now let's talk about the start and finish. The start and finish lane is going to be on, like I said, this west side. All of us are going to be staged right in this back chute right here, and the 8 a.m. for the start of the 62-miler, and it's then it's 8:05 a.m. for the 27-miler. Just so then we can have both waves go out and not get knocked over by each other once we get to the split section, and so the 62-milers will have enough time to get out ahead a little bit of the 27-milers who could be going a little bit quicker than some of the 62s, since it's a shorter course. Once the race starts, you'll start and make a right before 3rd Ave. You'll make a right turn onto this gravel path, then right onto Wildcat Court, and then we actually have a path that'll lead you right onto the Alpena-Hillman Trail, and then out you go, right onto the course. One super important note that I want to make very apparent now is we are actually going to be doing a neutral start through this initial section right here because things are quite a bit tighter. So once you start in this lane and you get down this gravel way and up through this alley on this little bit narrower trail right here, once we get out of there and closer to Tamarack Road, which I can point out right here for you. Sorry, I'm rambling a little bit. Right here, you'll exit the school, enter through the path right here, which you'll have on your GPS computers. We'll have one volunteer on Tamarack Road, as well as two of our local cyclists that are going to be leading the group to Tamarack, which is only 0.8 up the road, so less than a mile up the road. Once we cross right here, that's when the race is full-fledged, flags drop, everyone can go for it. It's just to get everyone in line and through that initial tight trail section safely and all together, and then we can get on with proceedings. So just got to hold up for just a little bit just to make sure everyone gets through these tighter sections safe because it is really right off the gun. And then on the way back, you'll notice it's going to be nice and fun, almost like cyclocross finish. You pop off right off the rail trail, you take the same exact way back down the cul-de-sac of Wildcat Court. We'll have cones there on the right-hand side so that you'll be able to follow in through there. And then we'll take that tight left to tight left on that gravel thing, nice and technical. It's very cool. If you need a little bit more space or a little more time, just take it a little bit easier through that turn because it is on gravel. We'll brush it off as much as we can, but we'll get you through there and then straight shot to the finish right up that lane. So that's the initial on the initial start of the race. And then the next spot that I want to talk about, moving on, you come all the way down the Hillman Trail, past a couple of little offshoot trails, nothing too serious besides that Tamarack initially. And then we'll make this left turn onto Indian Reserve Road. We'll have another volunteer there to help guide you straight to the left. You'll be turning left off the trail, and you'll be ripping down this beautiful, freshly graded Indian Reserve. One of my favorite spots of the whole race, and I'm so glad that 27 and the 62 get to hit it because it's a gorgeous line of pine trees all the way down. Super cool, rugged, picturesque. You'll wind it all the way down. These are very natural curves in the road. You won't get lost right there. And we'll have arrows on the ground the entire time, don't worry. And then we come down at about mile, I believe this is exactly mile 10 or so, 10.2. And this is the initial Worth Road crossing. If you're from the area, you know Worth Road has a little bit more car traffic every so often. Not as much on the weekends, but just to be completely certain that we're getting everyone across right here. As you saw on the map key that I've been sending out beforehand, we had those two very specific road crossings on Crossroad. Will be exercising the greater caution. And it is the first Worth Road crossing and the second Worth Road crossing. We'll get to the second one in a minute. Let's talk about this first one. We'll have 3 volunteers at this crossing. This is what it's going to look like right here. You'll be ripping, I know it's a little grainy. This picture's from 2009 on Google Earth, but I promise that's still gravel right there. You'll be coming straight down, heading southbound on Indian Reserve Road towards this Worth Road, okay? You can see there's a bit of a curve that's going to be to your left, and to your right there's also a little bit of a curve. So we're going to have 3 volunteers, 1, 2, and 3, that are going to be stationed here, and they're going to have a stop sign and a yield sign, and they're going to be the spotters, and they'll be the ones that'll let you know when it's safe to cross. So just letting you know a heads up, there may be a moment where you're asked to pause momentarily if there are cars coming, because this is an open road course and there is no stop sign right here. We can't technically run out in the road and say stop, stop, stop to these cars. We need to allow traffic to come through, and then we'll when it's safe, we'll bring you all through. This is going to be a larger group at this point because it's only 10 miles in. So once we all come through here safely, then you'll be able to go right on your way, just ripping straight southbound down Indian Reserve. And that's both for the 62 and the 27 mile riders. All right. So just a heads up, if you see a volunteer that's asking you to stop, please, please, please listen to them. They're only telling you to stop because there is a car coming down the road. All right. So thank you in advance. So continuing on, we are going to get to the split. So this is actually where our first aid station is at, and it's Indian Reserve and Precourt Road. So you'll be heading down this way, southbound on Indian Reserve, and our 27 milers are going to turn to the left. There's an aid station going to be on this corner right here. It's going to have water, granola bars, and light first aid, and they'll be sending you down here to your left. There, right? But your left. All the way down Precourt Road, and then you're going to turn left on Spruce and head all the way to Devil's Lake in Norway and all that fun stuff. The 62 milers are going to continue straight. If you are in the 62, you will have an orange bib. If you're in the 27, you'll have a green bib. There will be arrows on the ground, fluorescent orange and fluorescent green arrows, as well as stakes that say 62 to the straight, 27 to the left. So please adhere to those signs. Like I said ahead of time in a few of the emails, be sure to download these Strava files. I have them on the website where you register, as well as in your emails too, where you can go and you just have to star on Strava to get it to your biking computer, or you can download the GPX file directly from there. And you can load it onto, if your Garmin needs it, your Wahoo, your phone, all that kind of good stuff. We'll also have cue sheets for everybody too with a map. But if you have the Wahoo or the Garmin or the Hammerhead, whatever it may be, please download it ahead of time. But yes, this is the split and where the first aid station is at. So we're going to continue with the 62 milers now. All right. So you'll continue down. We'll turn right onto Beaver Lake Road. We'll have arrows and signs at each of these turns, so you know, whether they're on the ground or on the stake signs to the side of the road. And you'll follow down Bodine to Cleve Road. This Wolf Creek Road, we will have a sign that says slow down, look both ways, because there are a few of these intersections that aren't the 4 ways, there are the 2 ways. Wolf Creek isn't incredibly busy or anything like that, but we'll still have the sign right there. Just remember, we have to follow the rules of the road, you know, Michigan bicycle law. We can't just be blowing through stop signs constantly or anything like that. So be mindful, you know, you've ridden before, be safe, right? Then we come down Bart's Road. Actually, I should say up Bart's Road, because this is where one of those wedding cake hills are, and it's very fun. Best of luck. And then we'll come down Scott Road right here, and then to Wolf Creek Road. We'll make a right turn onto that, to Hubert, and this turn's paved right here. This is where the next map I want to point out to you. So this is what it's going to look like as you are coming down Hubert Road. So you'll be coming from this direction, you'll be heading straight, and this is going to be Hubbard Lake, right past those trees. You can obviously see you have quite a lot of visibility up to the left of any incoming traffic that way, and to the right. You'll be making a left turn here, just like this, but just be mindful of any cars coming either way. We'll have signs and everything posted as well too for any oncoming traffic, and arrows letting you know where to go. But once you get onto Hubert, you know, please stay the 2 abreast, utilize the shoulder. We have like the gravel section here. We also have on the other side of this white line, you'll be heading east down Hubert right here. And this is kind of where that initial change in the course actually happened too. Beforehand, that happened in April. Rather than turning onto Bear Springs Road and going down this way, it had a little bit too much private property and everything like that. So unfortunately, we had to change it, but I think you're going to love the change. We head down Hubert Road to Hubbard Lake Road, North Hubbard Lake Road right here. This is all still paved. And then you get to a sharper right-hand turn on Jennison Drive, which then leads you straight onto Hickey Hill. So Hickey Hill, let's see if I can find it right here, is a gravel slash, let's see here. See if you can see it from here. You'll make this turn to the right. That's the bit of a sharper turn right here. And you'll turn down that way. And Hickey Hill entrance is right down there. You can't really see it too well right there because it's a little bit blurry. But it's a gravel and sandy 2-track that goes straight up. So you're going up this nice steep climb right here. It's a lot of fun. If you got to hop off and run, but it's never said it was going to be easy. It's an awesome section that goes through the woods of Northern Hubbard Lake Forest Preserve Township. And then you'll pop out onto Robin Hood Drive at mile 30, and boom, here is your next aid station. So this is the furthest south point on the entire race. We have an aid station. It is almost exactly the halfway. We'll have a tent with waters, light first aid, and granola bars set up right here. So if in case you need any of that right after you get off of Hickey Hill, here's your spot. And then one section I want to point out to you as well is this spot right here, is Robin Hood Drive. Robin Hood Drive is very fun. It's a very fast descent, but it's not very short-lived, or it is short-lived. And at the bottom, you do need to make a left turn onto Bennett Road, okay? And there's a stop sign there. We'll have signs that say slow down, turn ahead, and we will have a marshal at the bottom here. But you can go down, but you have to be very mindful that at the bottom, it's a T. you know, so hold on to those brakes. If you're not as confident with going down a little bit of sharper hill, you can see it right down here, 14%, like 9 to 14% straight down, right? So if you know what that is in bicycle terms, it means steep down. So be careful, be mindful right there. We'll make that left turn onto Bennett Road. This is paved. Back on the Hubbard Lake Road, this one's also paved. Please utilize that right-hand shoulder, right? Because there are, like I said, it's still open road, so there will be cars eventually, sort of thing, that will be going around you, or potentially. So just follow the road, you know, be mindful. Don't be going into the, you know, the middle of the yellow line and all that kind of good stuff. But then we'll make this left turn onto Spruce Road, and this goes right back into gravel. And I know they just regraded it, so you got some nice chunky stuff right over here. So Levante to Caribou Road is what it's called. You'll follow this all the way straight up right here. You'll cross Nicholson Hill Road, which this is another sign that will have a look both ways sign for you, till Gerke Road. Make a left on Gerke. Same thing on Spruce. It's not a four-way intersection, so we'll have the stop sign with the look both ways sign right there. And all these arrows are going to be orange that you'll be following down here. So you won't get lost if you have the computer route and you're being mindful of the arrows that are going to be on course. They'll be on the ground, very fluorescent. I did put a picture of them on our Instagram in case you're wondering. And then you'll make a right onto Indian Reserve Road, which we were on beforehand. Nice and gravel up through here. There was a little bit of a paved section earlier right before the 27 split. So you won't be hitting that. Basically at the split is where it turns gravel. So you'll heading back north, and then you'll make a right turn where the 27 milers made a left turn earlier in the day. And you'll be following from there on out the rest of the course of the 27 miler. So you'll make a right onto Precourt Road, left onto Spruce, which right here, let's talk about. This is, you can kind of see here, it's a little bit of a sharper left turn right there. So there's a little bit of blindness. So we do have a marshal that's going to be stationed right there. You can see you'll be coming, you'll be coming down from here, Precourt Road, and you'll be making this left right there. We'll have a marshal stationed right here with a stop sign. He's going to be looking that way, or they'll be looking that way and this way, southbound and northbound, but you'll be having to cross this southbound traffic lane to then head north. So then you start heading north and you'll be utilizing this wider shoulder right there if you can. Remember, 2 riders abreast when we're on these paved roads. Be mindful of any cars or any traffic or anything like that. But then you'll be heading north, and that's when you start going straight right into Devil's Lake Trail. So I'm going to show you really quick what Devil's Lake Trail entrance looks like. It is right here. And it is a quick right turn. Almost looks like a driveway. We'll have plenty of signage that are telling you right turn, right turn, right turn ahead, slow down, right turn ahead. But you'll be entering Devil's Lake this way. And then a lot of the more fun begins, because then it becomes a lot more trail heavy during this back half of the race. There are some more like craterish, sort of larger, I don't want to say potholes, but just like divots in the ground in here. There was a little bit of rain over the past couple days, not much at all, but there is some water in here. There's plenty of ways to get around it. There may be a couple of like slightly sandier spots because they have been doing a little bit of logging a few months ago, but everything's completely rideable through Devil's Lake. It's a lot more of a tame trail the further in you go. It's very beautiful right now. Like, things are getting beautiful. Just be mindful of roots, any potholes, any like water, that kind of good stuff. But yeah, it's going to be a really good time. Once you get through Devil's Lake, the next very important section happens about 7 miles later after you enter, and that is the final Worth Road crossing, okay? So right here is the image of it. So you can see right here, there's obviously a couple cars that way. This is the exit of Devil's Lake, which you can see right here. I'll zoom in on this a little bit. It's sort of a chicane, right? So you'll be heading right for about 100 meters, and then you'll be making a left into Norway Ridge Pathway. We will have 3 to 4 volunteers at this section where they'll be guiding you right. You'll be actually, we're coning this entire white line, so you're going to be staying on this gravel shoulder the entire time. We've been doing gravel all day, guys, so don't worry about it. So we'll be staying on this gravel shoulder, not on Worth Road, and you'll be on this right-hand side. There'll be cones on this white line, so you'll be on this right side. And then right here, we'll have another volunteer with a stop sign and another volunteer right here for spotting, and we'll be guiding you left across the traffic, across Worth Road into Norway. Okay. This is another one of those spots that I stressed on the map here that we've been sending out. That is very important to adhere to the advice and the guidance of the marshals, because they're there to help you out. They're here to help you not get hit by a car at intersections, and it's all about rider safety. So if you are asked to pause, just know it's momentarily, and you will be able to continue on your way. Okay, so you'll be riding that right hand shoulder up Worth Road, as I said, right here, and then you'll be making a left turn into the parking lot of Norway, and then you go boom right into the trail, which will have posted signs all the way through. For the next few miles, you're following, it's basically like the cross-country ski trail for the majority of it, taking the connector, and then you get to Trail 462, which Trail 462 is what connects Norway to the Alpena-Hillman Trail, and it is sandy. You're gonna get some sand in there. It's not a lot. It lasts for about, in total, I'd say about just over a quarter mile, around a half mile of like actual like deeper sand. This section right here is like very easy to ride through. It's this spot right here. Very easy to ride through sand. There's a better line on the right side for all my out-of-towners if you want to know. Right side's a little bit firmer on this section right here. But then you make a right-hand turn next to the power lines and you go through the sand once more. It is, like I said, very easily navigable. You won't get lost back here, but just know that there will be some deeper sand that you're either gonna have to ride through, keep pedaling, or you're gonna have to just hop off and run real quick. But it's kind of a nice, fun, divisive little part of the race because you're about a mile and a half out from the finish at that point. And then you'll come screaming down the Alpena-Hillman Trail. We'll have a volunteer at Tamarack, and you'll make that right turn, the same exact trail that you came off of that cul-de-sac. You'll make right back in. So you come in, and it's kind of like single tracky, a little bumpy, pretty fun. You'll come in, then you hop on the cul-de-sac, pave all the way through, watch your turn on this left turn back into the finish, and then another left, and then boom, finishing. This is remember, this is a little bit of a gravel section, so we'll have a volunteer here, like letting you know, kind of slow down a little bit so you don't slide out or anything. But we'll be using push brooms just to get all the looser stuff off the top of it. So yeah, that's basically the course, and those are all the high context spots. If you have any questions, you can email me at trevor@letsrockcf.org, or you can message us on Facebook or Instagram. I know this was a long video, but if you made it to the end, I really appreciate you checking out all these high context spots. I really highly advise you just look at that map one more time. I'll email it to you guys all again. And yeah, super excited. Just for more information too, the packet pickup at Harborside Cycle and Sport in downtown Alpena will be on Friday from 10 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. I know a lot of people are coming from out of town, so you may not be able to make it to that packet pickup earlier. To just know, from 6 a.m. till race time at 8 a.m., probably a little bit before, closer to like 7:50 a.m., we will be having the race day packet pickup in the back of that parking lot, as I said before. So yeah, that's all I got for you right now. I'll be posting more videos of all these spots on the ground, just so you see a little bit of a better idea of it. But that's all I got for you. Take care.